Hey guys, Jesse here, and welcome back to my Star Wars Rebels reaction series. Today we're moving on to Season 3, Episode 20. So, on the last episode we had droids in space. Yes, Chopper was mind-controlled by some random Imperial agent, and only AP5 was able to tell the difference because he was no longer cussing anyone out. It was both such a nothing episode, but also so inherently delightful for me. I think the comedic timing of that episode, while kind of out of place in the rest of the show, was very hilarious, including like the impromptu singing musical number when AP5 was falling out into space, but also like there was just a lot of visual gags that actually like landed for me, which wasn't really expecting, because a lot of this show has been like slowly ramping up and getting like slightly more serious, and then like dealing with like political themes and like the rebellion, and then we're like 3 episodes away from the season finale, and it's just like, what if like AP5 got like lost in space and found true inherent peace and like almost reached nirvana as these weird space fish started circling around him, and he sung about the peace and the quiet and the beauty of being lost in space, and then screaming no, Darth Vader style, whenever he has forced to come back to the rebellion and Chopper. Like, it shouldn't work, but it did. Hopefully, though, we don't have a repeat of that episode, mostly because we're getting really close to the end and I want to see like plot progression. Yes, but this is the 3rd to last episode of the season, so I'm assuming that something's gonna ramp up this episode, though I have been wrong about that before. But this show is always a delight, so I am super excited to get into it. So let's go ahead and start the episode.
Lost.
Maul? Oh shit, Maul. Tatooine. Oh, fuck.
I can feel his presence. So close, so close.
Kenobi!
I can see him in my mind's eye.
I can also see Kenobi in my mind's eye all the time, my dude. I get you.
Kenobi!
God. No one can scream Kenobi's name quite like Maul can.
I must draw Kenobi out, tempt his noble heart. But how? How?
Oh shit. Are we gonna get a Maul rampage through the desert?
I know. I know.
Oh shit, that was a piece of the holocron, wasn't it? Oh. Well, how about that for a cold open? Oh fuck, is he gonna contact Ezra, and Ezra's gonna come, and then Ezra's gonna help draw out Kenobi? I don't know why, but hearing James Arnold Taylor's voice as Obi-Wan Kenobi is like emotional, sad, nostalgic. Because I feel like he's as much Obi-Wan Kenobi as Ewan McGregor. At least to me.
Kanan?
Jedi order and with dark shadow. This is Master Obi-Wan Kenobi. This message is a warning from any surviving Jedi. A new hope will emerge. A new hope.
Holocrons at times take on a life of their own, but as to what it means...
It means Master Kenobi could be alive and in danger right now.
Ezra, no one would like to believe General Kenobi's alive more than I would. Senator Organa confirmed his death.
God, they just fucking lied to
We
everyone?
know Maul went looking...
But you've heard it before. You've heard it before, and it was just a trick. Maul was manipulating you.
But
I
Ezra's
wanted
right.
to go to Tatooine to check things out.
Ezra, can I have a word with you?
Ooh.
We're training I need you to help us prepare if we're going to be successful.
But Hera, if Master Kenobi is alive, think of what he could do for the rebellion.
If he was alive, do you think he would be hiding on some backwater world instead of helping us?
It's complicated.
I need
He's
you
doing his
here.
best.
There's
You know I want to help Lethal more than anyone.
I know.
Oh shit, Ezra's gotta go off on his own, isn't he?
Hey, any of the fighters run fully loaded?
Well, the trainer's prepped. Been using it a lot lately with the new recruits. Well, everything seems in order. No surprise there.
Oh,
Let's take them over to...
he's not alone. He's gotta be with Chopper.
Hey, what are you doing?
It feels like this is too easy.
Come back! Land
What the?
Hera, I hope you can forgive me.
I mean, you're probably gonna get an ass whooping when you get back, but he'll forgive you eventually.
Here I am. Tattooed. Middle of nowhere.
You would shit yourself immediately. God, if you thought you were alone in the middle of space, and then there's something behind you.
No, you know. Chop, bring us around. North by northwest.
Man, these holocrons can do a lot of stuff. Like, give you vision, store information, act as a glowy compass.
We're close now. Stay with the ship.
Okay, Chopper actually just said no problem there. That was like human words. I don't think that's Maul, but there's a lot of things in Tatooine that could wreck your day.
The Sith holocron.
Oh shit, it might be Maul. Is he just gonna jump out from behind and do like... Oh, I thought he was gonna go... "Ah!"
This is a trap!
Nope. It's just the local wildlife. Remember, kids, everything on Tatooine wants you dead. God, we'll get fucked apparently. Oh. Another day, another Tusken massacre.
We have to go forward. Well, I suppose crossing the sands is a bad idea.
Yeah,
Yes, Chop,
you'll
especially
die.
for droids.
No, I think especially for humans, droids don't die of dehydration.
He's close. Look, we have to go that way.
You're looking for Kenobi, though.
I'm sorry, Chop, but I have to help Master Kenobi if I can. Maybe you can contact home base.
Dumbass. No, I'm gonna have to follow you. Because you're an idiot. Chopper is the epitome of, I would follow you into hell with only mild complaining. Or major complaining, this sucks.
Don't worry,
This is how you
Chop.
die.
It can't be much farther. We'll find someone or something.
God, I would not open my mouth in a sandstorm.
Draw him out. Your pain, your sorrow, it calls to him.
Don't like that. Like, Kenobi is just a beacon of sadness. You can just sense it. Infinite sadness does kind of follow Kenobi wherever he goes. Are we actually gonna even see him, though? That'd be interesting if we don't actually see Kenobi. That he's just like a goal.
Hey, no, hey, don't do this, buddy. Come on. Chopper! Hey, Chopper! This is my fault. I should have just stayed home.
Yeah.
He is dead. He is dead.
No.
You led me to him. You will die.
No!
Jeez. Oh my god, he's here. Oh my god. And he's Alec Guinness. That's not a Yopi, because he upgraded. Hello there.
You're in the wrong place, Ezra Bridger.
Master? Master Kenobi? I came here to find you. To warn you.
I don't even want to speak.
Maul. One doesn't survive as long as I have by being foolish or unprepared. Maul is an old adversary, and a persistent one at that.
We can fight him together.
I had no intention of fighting him, though that seems inevitable now.
You don't understand. You're the answer.
He's such
The
a Jedi.
Holocaust told me. The rebellion needs you. We need you to defeat the Empire.
What you need, you already have.
If I had what I needed, why would the Holocron send me to you?
They didn't. Maul did. And he manipulated the truth, which has led you here, where you should never have been.
God, I want life advice from Obi-Wan
The
Kenobi.
Holocrons, they tell the truth.
Do they? The truth is often what we make of it. Now, the only one who has gained anything from all of this is
Me.
Sorry, I thought I heard the beginning of
You must go now.
I led him to you.
Duel of the Fates.
Let me make it
Like
right.
the Sith
That
chance.
is not your... I will mend this old wound.
Oh fuck, are they gonna fight?
Look what has become of you. A rat in the desert.
Look what I have risen above.
I have come to kill you, but perhaps it's worse to leave you here, festering in your squalor.
If you define yourself by your power to take life, the desire to dominate, to possess, then you have nothing.
He has become the ultimate Jedi.
What do you have? Why come to this place? Not simply to hide. Oh, you have a purpose here. Perhaps you are protecting something? No. Protecting.
Someone. Oh. Oh, you fucked up. He has one job. Good old Surizu. Ah. Oh, fuck, they're gonna fight. Okay, classic Alec Guinness stand. Oh, that's Qui-Gon's stance. I've seen Phantom Menace way too much. I recognize that. Oh, that. He's cradling him like Qui-Gon. Oh, 3 moves.
Is it the chosen one?
He is.
He will avenge us.
He will avenge us. Holy shit, Maul is dead. Oh my god, Maul is dead. That was such a good scene. Oh my god. 3 moves and he's done. That's a Jedi Master for you. Doesn't need like an overcomplicated fight scene. He's just that good. We're not mad. We're just disappointed.
Tell me this means what I want it to mean.
We won't be seeing Maul again.
Is he gonna cover for
Well.
Obi-Wan?
I'm sorry I ran off like that. You're my family. And we should go home.
Oh. But wait, there's more. Oh. Oh. Why am I crying? Binary Sunsets is cheating, you dumb show. Oh, God. So that was my reaction to Season 2, Episode 20 of Star Wars Rebels, Twin Suns. Anything Obi-Wan Kenobi just gets me. He is my favorite Star Wars character. I grew up on the prequels, and they are basically my gateway into larger Star Wars, and they're the reason I have like a weird amount of knowledge over these stupid movies. Not stupid, I love them, but like that's the thing. Episode 1 through 3 plus Clone Wars are my Star Wars, so Obi-Wan Kenobi is like my character, and so anytime he shows back up, even if it is very original trilogy Alec Guinness-y, I still love him. That was just like a really nice bow on the Maul arc, both in this show and also Maul's story altogether. One, I'm glad that they kind of tied it up before like the Thrawn stuff, because I love Maul, but Maul should be like a prequels era character, and the fact that he is not the focal point of like a season finale. He has his story and he shows up and it wraps up, but it's not like the finale. It's because the show should be about like Ezra and the Ghost Crew, and this is kind of like a nice bow on like a last little thread from Clone Wars era. And it feels like we were always ramping up to this, the final confrontation between Maul and Obi-Wan. Because if anyone should end Maul's story, it has to be Obi-Wan. Like, he has to be the one who kills Maul, because he's the one who originally killed Maul. So giving that satisfaction or giving that story beat to someone else doesn't feel right. Like, Obi-Wan started this, he has to end it. Which is why I love the callbacks to the original Phantom Menace fight in the final fight, because I'm pretty sure Obi-Wan takes up like Qui-Gon's stance. Like, he starts out with Surizu, and then he moves into like Alec Guinness's like just straight in front of him stance, because of the technical limitations of the original trilogy. And then he holds it like a baseball bat, the way that Qui-Gon does in like the fight right before he gets stabbed through, like pummeled in the head and stabbed through. But before like the final fight, I think we need to talk about like Obi-Wan Kenobi and Ezra, which is so cool to see them together. Kind of like the classic Jedi, like the last of like the true Jedis before like the Order was collapsed. Like, this is the first time Ezra has ever talked to like a true Jedi Master. Like, he's talked to Yoda, but that was kind of like through the fade, and he was force projecting himself. Like, this was like his first interaction, like face to face with a Jedi Master. Like, because love Kanan, and I think he is a Jedi Master in like all senses of the word, but he is like a new age Jedi Master, Jedi Master that had to come out of post Clone Wars and post Order 66, which feels very different because they are now forced to be on the run and they have to serve a new job, and he never really completed his training in a traditional sense. But I think he's, basically a Jedi Master for all sense and purposes. And like seeing them interact and seeing how much Obi-Wan has grown as like a Jedi Master, having like basically all the time in the world to meditate and like think. And obviously this was created pre Kenobi, but it takes place post Kenobi, so it's fun to see like the bridge between those two versions of the character, of like where Obi-Wan like ends up at the end of Kenobi and like where he is by the time A New Hope starts, and how he's like kind of become the master of himself again, and he's just sprouting off great Jedi wisdom. Like, it feels like he is in complete and utter control of himself, and he's like so otherworldly and like knowledgeable, but he also still has like that sense of sadness to him. But like, he knows exactly what's going on. He knows Maul is here. He knows that Maul is using Ezra to bring him out, and he's ready for that confrontation. But he doesn't ever say that he wants to fight Maul. It's not, I am going to kill Maul, I will defeat him. It was, I will mend this old wound, which I think is very interesting. I don't know if Kenobi actually was going to fight Maul originally, because he seems like he just wanted to talk, which, I'm gonna be honest, if I were Obi-Wan Kenobi and Maul rocked up, I would not be so blasé about it. I wouldn't be like, oh, let's just talk. I would not be so forgiving, but then again, Obi-Wan is like the perfect Jedi, and he's willing to like get rid of his personal feelings and see Maul devoid of like all context or all feelings he might still feel for Maul, like all the resentment that has like built up for him, like killing his master and his girlfriend. And it's only when Maul brings up Luke that he lights up his lightsaber, because Obi-Wan has one job: protect Luke Skywalker. And whenever you become a threat to Luke Skywalker, that's when Obi-Wan has to drop the idea of maybe talking Maul down, because Luke is his one goal. And even at the end, Obi-Wan is like so kind to Maul when he's dying. Like, he cradles him, and it's very much a reflection of the way that Qui-Gon was cradled by Obi-Wan when he was stabbed through in Phantom Menace, or the way that he cradled Satine when she was killed by Maul. It is a reverse of all the people that Maul's killed, but now it's Maul, and he's still kind. And I wonder if Obi-Wan actually believes that Luke is the chosen one. We never really hear him talk about his belief in the prophecy, besides when he thinks that it's Anakin, or he talks about Qui-Gon thinking it's Anakin. And I know that George Lucas has come out and said that like Anakin is the chosen one. I feel like a lot of stuff that's said in like interviews is like, you can take it or leave it. And I know that's not everyone's opinions on the Word of God when it comes to George Lucas, but I've always seen the chosen one as Luke. I feel like he plays a more active part in like the ending of the Emperor and the balancing of the Force. But like, that's up to interpretation. I just prefer that. Also, I think it's just more fun that like Anakin spent this entire time thinking that he was the chosen one, and so thinking he could do no wrong, and that he was always going to bring balance to the Force, only for it to be his son. I think that is a more interesting reversal than, oh, yep, he was the chosen one the entire time. But I wonder if like Obi-Wan actually believes that Luke is the chosen one, or if he is trying to just comfort Maul in the end. And I like the phrase, he will avenge us, I think is what he said. Us. And I wonder what that us is. Like, is he talking about Maul and Obi-Wan, whose lives were both ruined by the Emperor's existence? Because the episode is called Twin Sons, obviously referring to the twin sons of Tatooine, but I think it's referring to also Obi-Wan and Maul being kind of the direct opposites of each other. Obi-Wan has been able to like move on and move past Phantom Menace basically, while every single time Kenobi like gets brought up, Maul reverts back into like this screaming, rage-filled Sith of a man. Like, any plans that he can like come up with, he just goes feral as soon as Kenobi comes up. Like, the closest he gets to breaking free of that is when the Siege of Mandalore happens, and then he kind of drops Kenobi to try to go after Anakin during the Siege of Mandalore. But I think after he loses there and is attempting to flee, he reverts back to his original goal, which is kill Obi-Wan, because what else is he going to do? He failed to try to stop the Emperor's reign when he could. And then even if he like built himself up and he starts this crime syndicate, and we see him during Solo, so for a time he like succeeds and moves past that moment of him being chopped in half. But then we time skip and we see him, and then he's like this decrepit old man hanging out in the middle of nowhere in the middle of like a Sith temple, and he's still searching for Kenobi, and he's not able to move on, but Obi-Wan is. And so they're like the complete opposites, the light and the dark, and the way that like the Sith let their negative emotions like fester and fuel them, while Jedi learn to compartmentalize and let go and let your emotions like let go into the Force. So I think he is like referring to Obi-Wan and like himself when he says us, because I think both of their lives were completely ruined by the existence of Palpatine. Maul was taken from his home and forced to be a Sith apprentice, and that ruined his life completely. We don't know like what his life was beforehand, but we know that the people of Dathomir aren't like living great lives. We've seen the Night Brothers and like how the dark side has kind of ruined any sense of like normalcy. We saw that with I can't remember his name, Clancy Brown's character, the brother, and how like him being conscripted into like Sith destroyed him in a similar way that like it's destroyed Maul. And obviously Obi-Wan's life was completely uprooted as well by Palpatine. Like everyone he has ever known or loved or cared about also died whenever Order 66 happened. So like thinking that like, oh, if Luke is the chosen one, he will avenge the lives that were ruined by Palpatine's existence. And Sam Witwer's performance as Maul has always been fantastic. Like, I know that like it's a meme that like no one screams Kenobi like Sam Witwer, but like, there's just so much emotion behind it. But also there's so much malice in like the quieter moments, and it's easy to seem angry when you're yelling. It's so much harder to seem angry when you're whispering, and he does it so well. And I love that moment before the fight begins when like Maul's trying to like get any emotion out of Obi-Wan. He's like pestering him, just like, look what you've become, a rat in the desert, or whatever he says, implication being that there's just normal rats in Star Wars, which is interesting, but not the point. But like the poking and prodding and trying to get like emotion out of him, and it's just not working because Obi-Wan has risen above the anger and the pain of his youth with Maul and the people Maul has killed, and he's ascended into true Jedihood. But the thing is, Maul just thinks that he's like hiding in the middle of the desert, that like he is just a rat, that he's hiding from the world, that the reason why he's not out there is that he's afraid, I suppose. And not realizing that, no, Obi-Wan's not hiding. He's not afraid. He's a man on a mission. And you fucked up that mission. And now you have Master Obi-Wan Kenobi after you. It's the one thing that, like, seals Maul's fate is him threatening Luke. And that 3-strike battle, like, the pause, so great. And then it's just 3 strikes, and it reminds me of Kurosawa's Seven Samurai, where like there's this whole build up to this fight, like either like the whole episode or like years of the making of like building up to a final confrontation between Maul and Obi-Wan, and then it's over in a single strike, but in this case 3. I'm kind of glad because also like Obi-Wan is like older in this, and the next time we see him fight is in A New Hope, and if he's doing like major backflips in this, it makes the New Hope fight seem even weirder in comparison. But also it shows that Obi-Wan has like mastered lightsaber fighting. Like, he is a master of his craft. He doesn't need to do these like long drawn out battles because he can defeat Maul in 3 strikes. I was just so enraptured I didn't even say it, but I think Maul goes for like the head pommel, like the way he does with Qui-Gon, because he hits Qui-Gon on the head and then stabs him through, and he looks like he's about to do that for Obi-Wan, but then Obi-Wan, remembering the past, cuts through, and that's the strike that kills Maul. And that even shows like how Maul can't move past that moment, because he's doing the same fighting techniques that he did in Phantom Menace. Oh my god, this show is so good. Oh my god. And then in the end we see the thing that Obi-Wan is fighting for. And then we see Luke. Itty bitty Luke. He looks a lot younger than he's supposed to be. He looks so tiny. And then we hear Aunt Beru do her normal Luke. And then Binary Sunset plays, which is objectively like the best, like top 3 best Star Wars songs. An argument could be made for Duel of the Fates, and I'm a big fan of Anakin versus Obi-Wan, or Duel of the Heroes. But the show really knows when to use John Williams' score, and that's like in reference to the original trilogy, like when we see Luke. And then I get emotional because it's Binary Sunsets, and that's cheating. But you see like what it's all for, and you see the new hope of Luke Skywalker. That's the thing, is that Ezra thought he was looking for Obi-Wan Kenobi, because he was going to be the major player of who would bring balance to the Force. But he's not, because Ezra doesn't know about Luke. But Luke is going to be that new hope that everyone is searching for. And I think that's just beautiful, isn't it? So that was my reaction to Season 3, Episode 20 of Star Wars Rebels Twin Suns. If you like this reaction, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps out the channel and keeps me motivated to keep making more of these. So thank you so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you next time. Bye.